Bear Grylls' Man vs. Wild went off the air in 2012 after a contractual dispute with the Discovery Channel, but the survivalist's name is hotter than ever. While he's taken on some of the toughest conditions imaginable, here's a rundown of how Bear Grylls survived getting fired from Man vs. Wild. Reports first surfaced that Grylls and the Discovery Channel were parting ways in 2012. According to The Hollywood Reporter, after 7 seasons and dozens of reality TV episodes, the US channel announced, due to a continuing contractual dispute with Bear Grylls, Discovery has terminated all current productions with him. While this dismissal marked the end of Man vs. Wild, it's possible that this disagreement was over other unnamed productions. Sources told the publication, the network has allegedly been unable to get Grylls to participate in 2 unannounced projects he was contracted for. As for the TV personality himself, his representative explained, unfortunately, Bear and Discovery have not been able to come to mutual agreement on new programming, and he disagrees with Discovery's decision to terminate current productions. Apart from pointing out the obvious, that Grylls wasn't let go for poor performance, this news not only indicated that Discovery hadn't tired of Grylls, but also that he may have been let go for being too in demand. Ever since rising to fame with Man vs. Wild, Grylls has built himself a healthy following, all in spite of his lack of PR training. In fact, he once told the New York Times in 2012 that he'd hired a publicist in order to avoid doing any PR and was, quote, still always the scruffiest person at any meeting. However, it might just be this lack of polish that's made the TV star resonate with his fans. Grylls possesses an undeniable charm and charisma that other survivalists seem to lack. He has fun on his televised adventures without taking the seriousness out of the situations. A men's journal editor told the New York Times, he doesn't have that sort of dour He-Man thing to him. He admits fear when he's fearful. There was one episode where he was like, wow, it's time for a courage pill. The guy is pretty upfront about that stuff and it's just more real. I think people relate to that and not just dudes.
Very precarious up here. Way higher than I thought.
As soon as Grylls and Discovery split, he kept his fans in mind, knowing that if he managed to keep his fan base intact, he would continue to thrive in the future. His rep stated to The Hollywood Reporter, Bear has loved the Man vs. Wild journey. He looks forward to producing further cutting-edge content again soon for his loyal audience. Grylls didn't rest on his laurels after leaving the Discovery Channel. Instead, he quickly jumped over to NBC and launched his first major broadcast network show, 2012's Get Out Alive, according to Entertainment Weekly. By the following year, however, Grylls was back with Discovery. The dispute that ended their previous collaboration obviously wasn't enough to bar them from working together again, and this reunion kicked off with Escape from Hell. In a statement, Grylls called the series an exciting evolution of Man vs. Wild. The next 6 years would see the survivalist accumulate a number of other on-screen credits. In 2014, Grylls hosted The Island with Bear Grylls, a UK survival competition that would later be picked up stateside by NBC, according to Variety. He then kicked off the BBC's Bear Grylls Breaking Point and 2 seasons of ITV's Bear Grylls Mission Survive in 2015. While the latter was cancelled for low ratings, a spokesperson for the star told the Evening Standard that Grylls had several irons in the fire with the network. Grylls' longest running gig, however, has been manning the reins on Running Wild with Bear Grylls since 2014. After 4 seasons with NBC, the popular show switched over to National Geographic in 2019, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Of course, Grylls was already familiar with the latter network, having signed on to narrate Hostile Planet that same year. He's certainly a busy guy. Despite what some of his critics might say about him, Grylls isn't just a celebrity survivalist for show. While he once acknowledged to Green Global Travel that there will always be, quote, better survivalists out there, the reality star lives the life he projects on television and has quite a few remarkable accomplishments under his belt. After passing the Special Air Service selection at 21 years of age, The Guardian notes that he became the youngest Briton to climb Mount Everest just 2 years later. Grylls also designed and opened survival camp locations around the world. It's not all for the camera either. Whenever he has downtime, Grylls often travels to his family's privately owned island in Wales, which he says has no water lines or electricity. It doesn't seem that this is a pure relaxation spot, as Grylls runs training missions out there, some involving his own children. The Telegraph reports that the dad of 3 stranded his then 11-year-old son Jesse on, quote, a rocky outcrop of the North Wales coast as part of a training exercise in 2015. Grylls had arranged for the Royal National Lifeboat Institution to perform the rescue mission. In an age where celebrity icons seem to be falling like rain, Bear Grylls has remained a very positive role model for kids and outdoors lovers alike. And with his hit shows, Grylls has built a legion of fans in North America and the UK. While he's become one of the most recognizable stars in the Western world, the Grylls name has become synonymous with survival across the globe. For example, his Mud, Sweat, Tears book was voted the most influential book in China in 2012, according to the Financial Times. His somewhat surprising popularity in China even led to the creation of his own survival competition show there called Survivor Games in 2015, according to Realscreen. The Hollywood Reporter notes that Grylls also invited a few Chinese celebrities to join him on Running Wild with Bear Grylls. Grylls' impact has been felt in the United Arab Emirates as well. According to Arabian Business, the Ras Al Khaimah Tourism Development Authority agreed to open a Bear Grylls Survival Academy on the nation's highest mountain in 2020. When Grylls isn't surviving on television, he's surviving in print, or at least his characters are. For over a decade, this multi-hyphenate has been putting his survival skills to ink through his children's book series, Mission Survival. These fictional novels offer survival-based tips to readers, which are integrated in creative, memorable ways.
They're about Bear Grylls and his adventures into some of the world's most inhospitable places, facing unknown dangers and massive quests of survival.
As of May 2019, Grylls has published 8 of these books, while also creating a spin-off collection called A Bear Grylls Adventure. In 2017, Grylls started another children's book series, Bear Grylls Adventures, which focuses on more exciting adventures set in different locations. In total, the prolific author has written more than 40 books, many of them for children and designed to kindle their adventurous spirits, and he's making bank as well. According to The Guardian, the Orion Publishing Group paid Grylls, quote, a healthy 7-figure sum to translate his skills into an adult adventure series. These Indiana Jones-like books in Grylls' Will Yeager collection offer fictional stories that are partly inspired by his grandfather's belongings and involvement in World War II.
My grandfather died when I was 19, but I'd like to think that he'd be proud of the inspiration that his forgotten trunk provided.
Grylls certainly isn't without his own faults or controversies. However, he's been quite effective in how he's dealt with these blemishes. When Born Survivor, the British title for Man vs. Wild, was criticized for allegedly being faked, Grylls took the heat. According to BBC News, he apologized for the show's misleading presentation, while the Channel 4 network vowed that future episodes would make clear that some scenes were dramatized. When the island similarly caught fire for alleged fakery, Grylls again jumped to the forefront to discuss the show's methods, while defending the choices that were made in favor of entertainment, according to The Mirror. The TV host has also faced controversy in his personal life. After Grylls stranded his oldest son, age 11 at the time, on a rocky Welsh coast as a small training mission, the Royal National Lifeboat Institution blasted the survivalist, stating to the Daily Post, "We did not appreciate that the exercise would involve him putting his son on half-tide rocks." However, this proud dad didn't take this criticism lying down, even after a since-deleted photo of the moment received backlash on Twitter. He fired back unapologetically in a piece written for The Times, saying, "I remain defiantly determined to provide my own children with opportunities to discover the world, as well as their own natural talents. I am determined to stand beside them on that journey, and yes, it can be dangerous." Following the release of Netflix's Black Mirror film Bandersnatch in late 2018, the streaming network decided to capitalize on its success through more interactive TV. According to Variety, Vice President of Product Todd Yellen said at the time, "It's a huge hit here in India, it's a huge hit around the world. We realized, wow, interactive storytelling is something we want to bet more on." This led to the creation of You vs. Wild, an interactive show in which the viewers make survival decisions for Grylls. The survivalist expressed his excitement about the series in a statement to the publication, saying, "I am so proud to deliver this first-of-its-kind live-action interactive series, really giving viewers an all-access pass to explore the world and its landscapes in my boots. The stakes are high in this one. Landing this cutting-edge opportunity may have seemed like an unheralded success for Grylls, but the global superstar might just be the perfect frontman for an interactive and international show like this." Despite the fact that much of the discussion surrounding You vs. Wild has taken a satirical yet somewhat morbid turn about Grylls' lack of death options in the survival show, it appears to be creating quite the buzz. Ever since he began his television career, Bear Grylls has survived, or demonstrated how we can survive, some of the world's harshest terrains. He's been around the globe and back again, and has left no climate or environment on Earth untouched by the soles of his ranger boots. Perhaps this is why he was apparently looking for more difficult challenges to test out his survival skills. In space? According to The Sun, Grylls was set to select a team of 5 lucky scouts through a series of tests and trials to join him for a camping trip at the International Space Station in 2021. Naturally, the mission would be filmed as the scouts spent at least 2 weeks at the station, where they would head out onto the outer shell and camp in, quote, specially developed tents and sealed sleeping bags pumped with oxygen for 12 hours. Grylls reportedly told the media outlet, "The Explorer Scouts will need to show the true spirit of scouting, resilience, teamwork, and resourcefulness, if they are to pass the intensive selection process. But by reaching for the stars, we hope to prove that scouts truly can do anything." While camping in space sounds, well, out of this world, this news came out on April 1st, 2019, so there's a good chance it was just a case of April Fools. Still, we can't wait to see what Bear Grylls does next. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite celebs are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.